Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from a brewing company that I have not done a review for yet, so I'm pretty excited about this one. This is from Fury Brewing Company out of, let's see, so I've heard different things that they're in Irwin and they're in North Huntington. They're canless in North Huntington, so that's what I'll go with. That's North Huntington, Pennsylvania. That's about 30 to 40 minutes outside of like downtown Pittsburgh, so on the outskirts. And this is their logo right there. Oops. It's like flaming guy. And this beer is called Flying Pieces. It is a New England style IPA. I don't know if you can see that there. It's really small. It is 6.0 ABV. And I do like the fact that they put the hops on the can. Not a lot of places do that. It's Mosaic, Motueka, and Citro. It sounds like a pretty good combination to me. So I'm going to crack this open and see what we got. And I do think that they're canning with they're doing all their canning with a crowler machine, which is weird. But that's from what the bartender told me and what I saw they had there. I kind of assumed that was the case. So I wanted to drink this as soon as possible, not just because it's an IPA, but because of that too. And I also have a wheat beer from them that I'm gonna try to do a review for pretty soon. Just because there's more risk with those, of course. Anyways, I'm gonna give it a pour and see what we got. I took a little sniff of the can and it smelled really good, but I'll see what we get out of the full glass in a minute here. So I will say the guy who brews for them and who opened the brewery, he's a member of a Facebook group that I'm in. He's originally, I don't know originally, but he lives in Pittsburgh now, of course, because he brews there. But he's part of a Facebook group I'm in, and I may have met him like once or twice in person. That's it. But he seems like a really good guy, and there's a lot of people backing him locally, so I definitely wish him well. And this looks really, really nice. This is super, super turbid. I mean, it's basically like darker pineapple juice with slightly less than a finger's worth of nice fluffy white head. Ooh, it smells really nice. A lot of mango, peach, and like candied orange and some pineapple in there too, but it's very, very tropical for which, I mean, with those three hops, that's pretty much what I would expect. There is a little slight bit of, and I think it falls with the pineapple character, a slight bit of dankness, which I think is probably from the Mosaic. That's pretty nice. It's weird, like the flavor is not quite as in your face as the aroma is, but usually when that happens and the hop flavor isn't quite the level of what you're expecting, there's something else that kind of falls in there to replace that. Like if it's more malty or alcohol or something else, but this really doesn't have that. It's just kind of, the flavor is very, very tight, if that makes any sense. There's not a lot of different flavors popping out in different directions. It's very very subdued, but at the same time it's not like bland. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's very, very dry. Like the flavor drops off like that. It is, I would say, probably a little more bitter than the average New England IPA, but I wouldn't say it's to the point where it's completely off style. I actually prefer it like this. It has a little burn on the back of the tongue, but it doesn't have that like earthy green hop burn flavor. It's just a little bitterness in the back end. So it doesn't taste like it's overly saturated, which is a good thing. Yeah, lots of pineapple and peach. And I will say that the body is really nice too. It's pretty soft. It's nice and full, but it's not like syrupy by any means or boozy either. Uh, and it doesn't feel like there's like lactose in it either, which I'm hoping there's not. I guess it doesn't matter, uh, yeah, this honestly, this reminds me a lot of. So there's a brewery that I went to in Pittsburgh while I was up there, a newer one that's the north of the city, closer to where my parents live. It's called Stick City, and I had heard nothing about them, good or bad. But usually when you don't hear anything, the assumption is that they don't have anything that's worth talking about. But I went there because it was close to a couple of my friends live who I was visiting, and I was really really surprised at how good their stuff was. And it was one of those breweries like they have an oatmeal stout, a brown ale, an IPA, a pale ale. So it was, if you go to a place and you see like that's the list, you're thinking, probably not gonna be very good. Like not that I, in a saison, not that I hate those things, but they all just were like very, not even bland, but just usually old school breweries that were starting up had a list like that. That's all I'll say. But every one of those beers that they made were all very good. So I don't care if you're doing something a lot of people would be considered boring. If you do the styles very well, I will gladly come back and drink it. But the best thing I had there was their one hazy IPA. I was blown away. It was honestly one of the best IPAs I've ever had from a Pittsburgh brewery. And it was up there with most Brew Gentlemen stuff, and it was probably better than almost any IPA I've had from any brewery that wasn't Brew Gentlemen. So this isn't quite to that level in my opinion. That extra bitterness could be cut a little bit, and I wish there was just a little bit more like oomph to the flavor. But overall, it's very well rounded and well done. There's nothing remotely in this that is like that I would consider a flaw or an off flavor. Just not exactly dialed in the way I wish it would be to be like that complete top echelon, but it's still a very, very nice New England IPA. And I don't remember what this cost, but I think it was. This actually reminds me a lot of some of the High Branch IPAs too, which is interesting. Just the body and the hop profile. I would say, in general, this is definitely a buy for me, but given the price, I think this was only like $16 a can, which is slightly cheaper than what you're getting in a lot of the better IPA brewers now. So I would definitely buy this again, and honestly, I'm really impressed that this is their first packaged offering that I've had. Very, very impressed. And I did have this on tap, but I don't even know for sure that it was the same beer because, as far as I know, this Flying Pieces is a series, and I think this one specifically has those hops. So the one I had at the brewery might not even been the same IPA. But I like this better than what I had on tap, so I don't even know if it's the same IPA. But this is very, very good. So I would definitely buy this again. And I'm glad I got a couple other things to drink from them, and I will definitely check them out next time I'm in Pittsburgh. So great going, Fury. I hope you keep it up, and I look forward to coming back. So I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.